Hey, what is going on, you guys? It is MrNoSleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new loot video for you all today. So today I bring you a pretty special one. This, ladies and gentlemen, is loot from 10,000 Magpie Implings. Spending 160 mil and using the maxed alternate account the whole entire time, me and a good friend of mine each did 5,000 Magpie Implings, and not only searching them, but also doing every single hard clue scroll that came with them. The drop rate while searching these Magpie Implings for a hard clue scroll is actually only 1 in 50, and seeing that we had 10,000 Magpie Implings, the guesstimate was 200 hard clue scrolls for this video. As you can see, the gear choice for this video was pretty simplistic, just using a set of full graceful alongside the whip and the construction cape. The whip was used for all the Zamrock and Saradomin wizards throughout all the clue scrolls, and the construction cape was used for very quick teleportation. In the bank tab, we have all the Magpies and all the loot that would be associated with them, as well as some very useful diary teleports that will speed up the clue scroll process. Ideally, when you're searching these Implings, you want to bring about 14 in your inventory, filling up just about half of them, and occasionally your jar might break and you will get a lot of random items, over 20 different items that you can actually get from these Magpie Implings, or maybe it's like 19 or 20, something like that. But as you can see, a lot of them are decent value. We have Black Dragonhide, where you get 6 being noted, and that is a 1 in 10. Then you move on to the 1 in 20 drops, those being a Diamond Amulet, which is a noted quantity of 3. And just going down the list here, you have the Ring of Foraging, the Split Bark Gauntlets, Mystic Gloves, and Boots. The Rune Warhammer, Ring of Life, 4 being noted. The Rune Square Shield, Dragon Dagger, Nature Tiara, 2 Rune Bars noted, 4 noted Diamonds, 1 Pineapple Seed, the Loop Half Key, Tooth Half Key, Snapdragon Seed, and finally, the Sinister Key. The only untradeable drop that you can actually get from these Implings that is not 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 is, of course, that hard clue scroll. And it is interesting to me that the 6 noted Black Dragonhide is a rarity of 1 in 10, and it's actually one of the most valuable items that you can get from these Magpie Implings. Seeing as that every Impling is 16k, there's only a handful of rewards that you can hit that'll actually make you profit per Impling. Unfortunately, there's so many more rewards that you can get from these Implings or drops or loot, whatever you want to call it, that is so much undervalued compared to the cost of the Magpie that you will statistically lose money almost all the time when you're opening these Implings. Of course, if you're just doing it for the loot, if you completely ignore those level 3 clue scrolls. Now, since this is a loot series, me and my friend really were excited about this video because not only do you guys get to see Impling loot from one specific type of Impling stacked up for 10,000 worth, you guys also get to see over 200 hard clue scrolls, and you get to factor that into the cost of 160 million GP, seeing if there is a profit to be made from these Magpie Implings, because so many people in RuneScape love doing hard clue scrolls. And if you do have a decent cash stack around that's just sitting in your bank and you're able to purchase a bulk amount of these Magpie Implings, then why not do that? Why not camp level 3 hard clues and make profit 100% of the time, guaranteed? So that's what this video is going to find out for us today. Like I mentioned before, I did about 5,000 or maybe about 4,500, and then my good friend who does some videos for the channel, he did the rest. We've been working on this video, and overall it took about 45 hours to complete. We also had to do the Sins of the Father quest as well as one other quest, and we did have to get a set of full Lumberjack. Now, the reason we had to do all that during this, Magpie video is because not only are we working on a hard clue scroll video in the future, but we are also working on loot from 100 master clues, and all the master clues have been stacked up on this very account for 2 years now. So that means that every single master clue that we saw during the course of opening all the hard clues that we got from these Magpies, we would save for that one specific video. So we were not prepared to have to do requirements for master clues, but that's completely fine. It is going to be certainly worth it in the future when we finish off that upload for you guys. And if you guys enjoy this Impling video, let us know in the comment section below, because we are down to do 10,000 of almost every type of Impling in RuneScape, just exploring all the possibilities from the drops, maybe the history behind the Impling, especially regarding to Puro, and of course all the clue scroll opportunities that you can get from all the different type of Implings, whether it's a tier 1, 2, or 3 clue scroll. Also, if you guys want to check out the description below, maybe you don't feel like watching the whole thing and you just want to see the profit and you just want to see the clue scroll opening, feel free to check out the description. All the timestamps will be there. And there's also a sponsored link. It is Raid Shadow Legends. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it on this channel by now. But if you guys do click that link and you play the tutorial, if 40 people from this video do that, then they are giving me a decent bonus bonus, and I assure you that money will be put to good use. So just putting that out there, if you feel like going the extra mile and you want to support the channel, I would really appreciate it. And also, a Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you had a great Christmas, and happy 2021 soon to be. So a little bit of history on the Magpie Impling. It was released into the game June 11th, 2007. This is the 4th highest Impling that can be caught in the Impetuous Impulses minigame, and they are located, of course, in Puro Puro alongside every other Impling in RuneScape, and they are located all around Gielinor. You do need at least 65 Hunter, or you can use 62 Hunter or 64 with a Hunter Potion to capture this type of Impling. That is, of course, if you have an Impling net. If you want to do this barehanded, well, you do need 75 Hunter. You're going to get about 44 Hunter XP if you do catch one, so, you know, people really don't do Implings for the XP. I don't think they ever have. If you catch it outside of Puro Puro, though, it will be 216 Hunter XP, so that's a nice little bonus compared to inside of the area. Now, the Magpie Impling is actually one of the most sought-after Implings according to the wiki, because alongside the Ninja and the Dragon Impling, the value of the loot from these Implings is very high compared to the lower-tiered ones. At current Grand Exchange prices, an opening of a Magpie Impling jar gives about 14.6k on average. This means that you're going to lose about 2k per jar, but according to the math on that, what we purchased these for, which was 16k each, we would only have lost about 1500. So if you are patient and you do purchase these Magpie Implings at the right price, and the price does fluctuate and go down a little bit, you might actually be guaranteed profit eventually just by searching the Implings. And this does not include loot from clue scrolls either, so that is always going to be a factor to play here. And since the hard clue scroll is such a major focus in this video, it should be important to note that it was released into the game May 5th, 2004, and I gotta be honest, I don't recall in the previous RuneScape of anyone using the Grand Exchange to purchase these Implings and use them for specific clue scroll goals. Nowadays on Twitch, you know, you see a lot of live streamers, you know, just stockpiling Implings and going for collection log goals. That's the new thing these days, is filling up that collection log. Every single tier of clue scroll that you can get in this game, from beginner all the way up to master, there are so many open slots to be filled that is why there's always going to be a demand for Implings, whether it's Magpie or Eclectic or even Ninja or Dragon. Billions upon billions of GP will always be spent on a yearly, even on a monthly basis, just to make sure that these high-end, high-level players fill their collection log up, and that's because this is simply the fastest way to obtain clue scrolls in RuneScape. Before this was a thing, I am not gonna lie, I'm not too sure how people obtained clue scrolls. I would imagine just through Slayer, maybe through killing hellhounds. Secondary popular method of getting hard clues outside of course, the Magpie Implings would be using a Ring of Wealth imbued in the wilderness on either a green dragon, if you're an Iron Man account, or if you want to make some money, or just a simple hellhound and just killing them as quickly as possible, trying to get those hard clue scroll drops. I have not done a hard clue scroll video yet, but if you guys do see in the description below, there is loot from 30 hours of doing hard clues, and all of that was via killing hellhounds in the wild the whole time. And if you just watch that video, you can kind of see in a span of 30 hours how little clue scrolls I did compared to this video, which was 15 more hours, 45 hours total. And I think I did, I mean, probably close to 5 times to 6 times the amount of clues just because of the Impling difference. It really is incredible the amount of time that you do save just by purchasing these Magpie Implings to do hard clue scrolls. And don't forget, you know, there are people out there that just want to do masters, so some people will use these Magpie Implings just to get the hard clue and then trade it into Watson to get that master clue, and they will just overlook the hard clue entirely and not even do it. So when you really start to think about the clue scroll potential and the profit that can be made, I honestly think that I would always go with level 2 clue scrolls over anything, just because of the ranger boots and the such little cost that it is to do them, just because of the Eclectic Impling being so low in price. When you're using Magpie Implings, you are taking more of a gamble, and you certainly need a lot more money, but at the same time, you know, the drop table on them is so good that you're always going to be making some money back. What I like about this video is that at the very end, not only do we open up all the clues, but we sell individually all the Magpie loot, including the jars, just to see how much money would have been made or lost just on the Impling loot alone, and then we factor in the clue scrolls. So it's kind of a good way to look at it from both perspectives. Not to mention all the wizards that were killed in this video. Saradomin wizards and Zamorak wizards. I mean, the amount of battle stabs that we got is just ridiculous. We should just do an individual loot video on those wizards. There were a few deaths during this video, just a little bit of AFKing while killing the wizard. I think we died like 3 times. Not a big deal though, we did get everything back, nothing was lost or anything like that. Just kind of looking at the loot tab here, you can see it is gradually growing everything, the rune warhammers, the rune square shields, just the black D-hide, as well as the sinister keys. I mean, so much profitable things that you can expect from these Implings. And if you're curious what those sinister keys do as well, in the description below you will see loot from 1,000 sinister keys. And in order to get sinister keys, looting these Magpie Implings is definitely the fastest way to get them in the game, other than of course buying them from the Grand Exchange. But keep in mind, anytime you do search an Impling, you are bringing more items into RuneScape. So that's more sinister keys, more split bark gauntlets, you know, more of these uncommon items that aren't exactly brought into the game on a high volume every day. So that's always something to keep in mind, and hopefully all these items will sell. I know there's strange items like the Nature Tiara, which is only 45 GP. You certainly don't want to see that, as well as the Pineapple Seed. Pineapple Seeds have crashed so hard throughout the past couple of years, but I remember back in the day, about 5-6 years ago, it was a pretty expensive seed. Same with the Tooth and the Loop keys. So a lot of these items do vary in price. Just, you know, you have to stay alert of that through the years. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Loot from 10,000 Magpies have been opened. Let's go ahead and price check all the loot, ending with just about 9,000 shards, losing about 1,000 in the midst of all the openings. Just about 6,000 black D-hide, 1,400 power amulets, 1,500 ring of forgings, as well as diamond amulets, 500 split bark gauntlets, 500 sinister keys, 500 nature tiaras. You can kind of see very similar numbers just depending on the drop rate here. Getting back 19 mil just from the black D-hide, 12 mil from the warhammers, almost 12 mil from the square shields. Such a beautiful price check. 144.7 mil, rounded down to about 144.6. So we lost about 15.4 mil without opening any clue scroll just so far. That's really not too bad if you think about the cost of every single clue. I mean, there's over 200 hard clues in the bank, and we are owed about 14 mil. I mean, the odds of not making 14 mil from all those hard clue caskets are just very, very low. Now, after selling everything, we did end with just about 141.7 mils. Some of the items obviously didn't sell for what we were expecting. Nevertheless, that is still not too bad. So we have about 19 mil that we need to make up, and then after that, if we somehow reach that amount, everything else will be profit. So that will be amazing to see, starting with 203 hard caskets overall. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, all the KC as it goes for the clue scrolls from this account, start to finish, all the 180 that it did do has all been from this loot series. So the day that we're looking for Third Age might be here today. It's such a huge opportunity to get them, over 200 chances, even completing the quest Sins of the Father, as you can see there, which allows us to do a bigger Firewatch Sentinel video in the future on that account, so that'll be nice. Overall, though, some decent clue scroll rewards. I mean, anything over 70k I would say is above average, and we did actually hit a Robin Hood hat, so that was really nice to see. A 1.7 mil reward there. All of the rune light was tracking every single clue scroll, so I will show you guys that one specific rune light screenshot when we get to the end of this. If my memory serves me right, I think the only rare that was ever seen on this account was a Robin Hood hat before this video, as well as a gilded full helm at one point. So this account has pretty good RNG with the hard clue scrolls. I am really hoping to see a rare throughout all these openings, but we will see. Still really fast forwarding all through these caskets. Anytime the master clue was achieved, either me or my friend did do them. I will say, you know, there were certain master steps that really prolonged this video, that kind of made the release date of it much later than we expected. Also, a little off topic here, but I did recently move in real life. If you do follow my Twitch live streams, you will know that I've been relocating lately. Finally settled in, so that's great. And I am really trying to catch up with these videos. We have loot from 24 hours of picking up items at Wintertot coming out tomorrow night for you guys. And for anyone who hasn't seen the streams, this is going to be a huge surprise to you all. We have loot from 20,000 enhanced crystal keys coming out in 48 hours from now. That video, believe it or not, cost 4.5 billion GP to create. Don't ask how we got the money or how we got the footage, but we made sure it happened. I did 30 hours of opening the same crystal chest lately. Did 15 hours of it, then I did 16 hours of it, all throughout like 2 days. And I gotta be honest with you, I never want to see Elf City ever again after all those chest openings. So to look at a video like that, and then of course these 10,000 magpies, you know, it was really nice to get out and do all these clue scrolls and really just kind of switch it up. I love when the environment changes, and I love the RNG PG factor that really plays a role with these clues. And it's really nice to continue to stack up those 100 master clue caskets. I mean, we still are in the midst of doing that. I think after this video was complete, we were at around 45 out of 100 masters. That may not seem like a lot, but that is all just from all the AFK loot videos that we've done on this account, just from monsters that have dropped level 3 clue scrolls. So a big portion of the time spent was just doing clues. Of course, opening Magpies takes like no time at all. I would really suggest using RuneLite. I mean, if you're not going to use RuneLite, you're going to be definitely spending more time doing puzzle boxes, and let's not even think about the master clues without RuneLite. Personally, I made the switch to RuneLite about a year ago. I was very late to the party, so anyone watching this who's still an OG vanilla client user, let me tell you this right now, I respect it, but when it comes to clue scrolls, don't feel afraid to get out of your comfort zone. RuneLite really does come in handy for these things. I don't know if you guys caught that, but we did get a 15 anti-fire drop. That was a noted anti-fire drop on this account. Very similar odds to Third Age. I do believe it's very close to that. So that sucked. That could have been a huge bonus, but I would like to think that we are one step closer. A lot of d'hide body tops, as well as some enchanted pieces, a ton of alchables, as well as that Robin Hood had earlier on. So overall, you know, we just had to make 19 mil back from these clue scrolls, and then we would be at 160 mil base, and all of our money would have been made up for with those 10,000 Magpie Implings. So the goal really is just to get the best clue rewards that we can so we can see some profit during this video. I mean, 45 hours is no short amount of time. We definitely want to see profit in all that time span. There were times where we would get, I think, 3 master clues and 10 hard clue openings, and days like that really felt longer than they needed to. But other than that, it was pretty much on point, like getting one every 20, one every 30 clue. So it wasn't too overwhelming. What you really want to see when you're opening up these clues is not even pages anymore. Pages have gone down in price significantly over the past year or two. So really just looking for god d'hide sets, you know, the chaps, the bodies, of course getting ornament kits, whether it's for Tazar weapons or defenders or dragon boots. Any reward over 70k is what we were looking to see. There are certain teleports that you can put in a master scroll book that are certainly worth a lot more than people think. So lunar teleports, as well as other things like dig site, things like that. So those are nice to see as well. I tried to fast forward this footage, and I try not to make this video too long, but you know, just this whole content is just long in general. I mean, clue scrolls do not take a short amount of time to open, especially if you have 200 of them. I did see a few pairs of god d'hide boots. I think we got a couple Zamarok, as well as Ancient and Sarah, I believe. So again, if you are an Iron Man account, or if you are a main and you want to get those collection logs filled with these clue scrolls, I really recommend Magpie Implings. And I know there will be people that comment below, MrNoSleep Ninja Implings are better for hard clue obtaining. It's much more common, and that is true. Certainly can be argued that Ninja Implings are just as good as Magpies, if not better. But all I can say is we're doing loot from 10,000 of those coming up very soon. We are expecting over 400 hard clues in that video, and that will speed up the process to getting 100 master clue caskets. So we are really looking forward to doing the Ninja Implings and doing the comparison once we get to that video. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I did not forget about the Ninja Implings. Well, we are slowly coming to a close here. Gotta be honest, I really did enjoy this video. The Implings really switched things up, and I think Puro has a lot in store as well for this channel, so we might just do a hunter related video there, trying to branch out and do a lot of skilling things as well to kind of tie it into the loot series. Monsters, NPCs, miscellaneous things, you know, we're all trying to get creative with the new year coming up. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed doing it, and if you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up below, and don't forget to check out the description. A lot of useful links there for you guys. Really do appreciate your continued support. I think the highlight for this video was certainly hitting the anti-fire drop table. Extraordinarily rare for these hard clues, and just a shame it wasn't a Third Age item, but maybe next time. Did manage to get over 35 full rune sets, 2 Zamarok d'hide boots, on top of over 500 purple sweets. Robin Hood hat obviously being the highlight for the clue scroll RNG, as it goes for the value. I don't think we did factor in all of the battle staves and all the rune drops that we did get from the Zamarok and the Saradomin Wizard, but you can go ahead and add another about 500k on to the price check for all those wizards. Try to do a loot video in the future on those individual clue scroll wizards, but I think we always just kind of forget, you know, we get caught up in the moment of the current video. But overall, looking at the RuneLite tab, I did slow this down for you guys. Rounded up, we got 30.9 mil, which we'll just consider that to be 31 mil. If you guys do recall, after selling selling all the Magpie items, we still needed to make 19 million GP just to break even, which means that if you take away 19 mil from the 31 mil left over, then we are left with just shy of 12 million profit from loot from 10,000 Magpie openings. Looks like we hit almost every single D-hide boot, averaging just a little bit over 200k profit per hour by doing this method. Not a lot of money made in 45 hours, but look at the bright side. The collection log is so much closer to being filled now. Maybe if the loot from the Magpies were a little bit more expensive and the Magpies were a little less expensive, we could have made more profit. But overall, I'm very happy to see that after opening up all those Implings, not a single mil was lost, and if anything, over 12 mil profit was made. So that is it for this one, guys. Now we know that searching Magpie Implings on a scale of 10,000 will make you profit, will get you a lot of hard clue scrolls, and the rest is up to RNG. So thank you guys very much for watching the video. I will see you tomorrow night with 24 hours of Wintertot pickup, and until next time, thank you guys. MrNoSleep out.